It was wide open. We never had a chance to sit down, assess everything, and figure out how we can get better. It was a little bit depressing walking out there. It was the most rewarding thing I felt in a long time. Yeah, 2023 season, we started out, we changed more than we normally did, you know. Every off season, we try to make the cars better, do everything we can. And this year, we changed more than normal. And we did our testing, we got done with testing and said, yeah, we got it, everything's good. And get to the first race, and it wasn't what we thought it was, you know. And we kind of chased our tail the first half of the season. We went into it, we had all 3 new short course cars, tested multiple different places. We were ready to go. I mean, we came out, and we were fast. We came out swinging. We just weren't quite where we wanted to be. We were out there racing for the top 5. I was anyway in Pro Turbo class, and we weren't quite there. We had some things that we tried on the cars that we thought were going to work, and they didn't work. So come Sunday night after Anago, you know, you'd think you'd go home and reassess everything and work on cars and fix what wasn't wrong. But unfortunately, we drove home from Anago, went back to the shop. It was wide open. We never had a chance to sit down, assess everything, and figure out how we can get better. We are literally on the run nonstop from Anago right into Jay, Oklahoma. Got done with there. I think we had 1 week off, if I remember right. We went right into Crandon. Spring Crandon sets a tone for the whole year. You know, you come into the biggest, fastest track there is. It's the highest speeds we're going to hit all year. The most iconic track everybody races. It kind of sets a tone for the year. And be quite honest with you, we had nothing but bad luck there. Crandon had the new section in the track, so it really threw us for a loop. There was some holes in there that we've never seen before. We hit stuff harder than we never hit before. And honestly, you know, the problems we thought we had fixed, we started another set of problems with. And it was mostly track conditions. We love what Crandon did to the track. But unfortunately for us, it kind of opened up another set of problems that we just weren't ready for. And we chased our tail all through Crandon with some flat tire issues and a couple other things. So, rough weekend, but we're gonna fix things. We're gonna come back stronger. We ended up 7th today, I think 6th yesterday. We got a 3-week break. We needed this so bad, it's not even funny. But we're gonna go back, figure out our problems, and we're gonna come back strong at ERX. Let me tell you, we can't wait to get out there. It was a little bit depressing walking out there. What do we need to do to make this thing better? So when we left Crandon, we literally went back and did our homework and figured out how we can make these things better. Once again, we figured we have all our problems figured out. We're going into ERX. We're really excited. We love that track. The facility's ridiculous. The dirt is ridiculous. We're excited. We're like, okay, now here's our chance to shine. And we went in there and we had speed. This was the hard part. I feel like we didn't quite have the speed in the first 2 rounds. Owen gets out there in pro stock in the first race and kind of gets cleaned out, shoved into a bank and crashes. I think he's the first time he rolled a car and maybe ever in a UTV, or maybe the second time ever, but it kind of sets the tone. We're like, all right, we gotta recover from this and figure out how to be better in Pro Turbo class. So I go out in Pro Turbo, and if I remember right, CJ was winning, and I was in second right on him, and feeling really good. We felt like we had the speed, and we were there, and we were competitive, and then one of the other guys in a Polaris came in behind me and just completely cleaned me out. So took out everything in our front end and just completely wrecked the cars. And you know, we got done, worked all night on that car, worked all night on Owen's Pro Stock. Came out the next day at ERX, pretty excited yet, because we knew we had speed. So we're like, all right, we got the car fixed, we got speed, let's go out there. I was winning the second day, and Owen, I believe, was in second, and just had a freak failure. I mean, probably something we missed from the night before when we got cleaned out. Freak failure, a part cracked and broke and sent me off to the wayside. Pretty much the worst weekend we've ever had. I don't even know how to say it. Started, I think, 5th and 6th, or 4th and 5th, something like that. Got in the lead 1 and 2. It was awesome, chasing Owen down and just hanging with him and battling. Got past the halfway point, stayed 1 and 2 for another lap or 2. broke something in the rear wheel or something like that, and I had to pull off and stood alongside the track and got to watch Owen take a win. But hey, we're gonna go back at it. We leave Thursday for Mid-America, Oklahoma. Once again, we stood there, went, all right, we think we got our speed back, but we got to fix these finishing races. At that point after ERX, we were way down in points. I mean, I don't even know where we're at. We're probably like 6th in points or something. I mean, it was really, really bad situation we were in. So going into Lena, you know, like I said, first half of the season was really just not anything like we've ever even seen or expected. We made the biggest changes on the car we made all year. We were pretty excited going into Lena. Then practice got canceled, so all the changes that we wanted to try, we never got to try. I think qualifying got canceled. Went into the first day of racing, went into the first lap, someone punted me, gave me a flat tire, and there we were sitting on the sideline once again, just scratching our head. We go into Sunday at Lena, and really we had absolutely nothing to lose. Went out there and got in the lead right away. I believe we were winning past the halfway point. Carlson got by us right after the halfway point. We stayed right on him and held off, you know, pretty much everybody else. We stayed right on Andrew. We were right there and just finally got a second place. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that was the first podium I had all year, which was depressing, exciting, a whole bunch of emotions, everything all at once, you know. So it was nice to finally be on the podium. Getting a second was honestly like a win. That, all right, the changes we made are definitely in the right direction. They're still not where we need to be, but they are in the right direction. So we left Lena pretty darn excited. The most excited we've been about our turbo cars all year for sure. So after Lena, we go into Bark River, and especially after Sunday at Lena, we were excited. We're like, all right, we know we're going in the right direction. Let's make a little bit more change, try and go more in the direction we want and see if it works. Went out for Bark River, and we go out there Saturday, get in the lead right away. We got CJ Grease and Kyle Cheney right behind me the whole race. And honestly, it was one of the best races everybody tells me all year. I wasn't really watching it, obviously, but it felt good in the car. They were behind us all race. It really didn't feel nervous. I felt like, hey, I got the pace. We went on to get the win, and it was the most rewarding thing I felt in a long time. It was a year since I got a win in Pro Turbo, so all the changes were making sense. We won on Saturday, went into Sunday. We came really close to a win, got second, brought us right back in the points hunt. I mean, we left Bark River pretty excited. We were just going, man, we are back in the points hunt. We got cars that are fast, capable of winning every single time on the track. So it was Bark River, you know, starting at Lena, then Bark River, it was a whole turning point of the season. Fall Crandon is obviously the most iconic race in all of off-road racing, right? So when we get ready for Fall Crandon, it's nerve-wracking because we're gonna have most of our friends and family there. It's the biggest crowds. It's the race everybody wants to win. We had 5 cars going into that weekend racing. 2 Ultra 4 cars, 3 short course cars. It's priceless to go there, see 60,000 people, watch a KISS concert Friday night. I mean, where else do you go to experience something like that? The parade, I mean, everything. It's something you can't explain until you experience it yourself. Racing the Yamaha R-Maxes in Ultra 4 was one of the funnest things we did this year, but mixing it in on the same weekend with short course was one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. So changing your mindset from one thing to another that extreme and just nonstop, your mental state by the end of that weekend of racing 5 different cars and everything that's going on was probably one of the most exhausting things I've ever done. So yeah, Crandon, you're taking your mindset, you're going from Ultra 4 to short course. Saturday comes, we jump into the short course race, and we were fast once again, but got into a smash fest with a couple guys in the middle of the pack. Was really uncalled for, to be quite honest with you. Salvaged a 6th after just being beat around the whole race. But once again, we looked at lap times and we're right there. We come Sunday and there's no points on the line, $15,000, and no one really cares. It's going, I'm gonna go for the $15,000. I'm not worried about points. I'm not worried about nothing else. I'm going for the win. So we get out in about a 3rd, 4th place start, work our way right into 2nd, and we're right on the leader, and we're going after it. We're, you know, in the back of our mind, all you think about in that race is it's 15 grand to win. So we're going, and CJ's behind me, and he keeps banging on me a little bit. I can feel him in the back corner every time coming around by the spotters tower, and next thing you know, I got a flat tire, and he got around me. And at that point, we left Crandon, and we left at 3rd place in points. So, you know, halfway point in the year, I think we're at 6th or 7th in points at one point. So we crawled our way back into 3rd place in points, leaving Crandon, heading into the last round of J Oklahoma. Yeah, so going into Jay, Oklahoma, I've never ran one lap around that track. I've watched Owen run 100 laps around that track because we were out there 6-8 times throughout the year, but then they canceled practice and qualifying because of the rain. So we all went out there, no excuse, everybody was the same basically except a couple guys, but we all went out on that track not having a clue even really where the track went hardly, much less setup or anything like that. So and we kind of had a pretty good idea that Saturday at MAO was going to be our last round of the year. We weren't racing for a championship, but with that said, we were racing for third place in points. We started out the race and we basically knew what was going on and watched him, and we broke a sway bar early on. Car was really all over the place, but we were still in third for quite a while, and then broke the sway bar. I think we got into fourth, but to be quite honest, we just kind of hung out. We knew where the other guy was. He was a ways behind us, and we were worried that they were going to cancel the next day. So we drove around in fourth, finished the race, and the next day got canceled like we thought it was gonna. So that ended up being our last race of the year. Got third place in points, and like I said, not what we set out to do at the beginning of the year, but at the halfway point, if someone said, hey, you got a chance at third place in points, I'd probably be pretty excited. We changed probably a little more than we should. We're going to think about that a lot in the off season. What do you change? What do you fix? What do you just say, all right, let's make sure we're finishing races and start out the season, come out swinging, instead of half the season chasing our tail and then being competitive the second half of the season. That isn't good for points. So honestly, at the end of the day, what we have for a team and the car and everything we built towards the end of the year going into next season is pretty excited. The crew guys we got, family, friends, mom, dad, wife, kids, everything. Yamaha, the backing we get from Yamaha Racing Department is priceless. Them guys are constantly calling me, what do we need? What do we need to do to make better for next year? Having support like that is really priceless. All the sponsors we got, all these guys keep calling us in the off season going, what do you guys need for next year? Let's fix whatever we need to fix. We're gonna use that to our advantage, go into next year, swing in, and win some championships.